Hi, welcome back to day 4. Welcome to day 4 and your 4th lesson on pranayama. For some of you, it's been a review so far. Hopefully you've maybe been inspired to start practicing pranayama every single day. If you do that, you will be purifying your energy channels, your nadis. You will have a greater ability to hold prana or vital energy. You'll have a greater ability to control your vital energy and your life force. And isn't that cool? So one of the other benefits that we get from pranayama practices are that we can raise our vibration, or we can increase our level of energy that we feel in our body. So there's some days where we feel like we're just gonna move slow and we don't really even feel like getting our work done, or the things that we know we need to get done, and it's hard to get going. Pranayama can help you get going, and then there are some days that we can't seem to settle down. Pranayama can help you settle down. So all of the practices that I'm teaching you now are in this 7-day series are appropriate for almost any time of the day. The only one that I would say is not maybe appropriate before bed is the one that I'm going to teach you this evening. So wait until the morning or in the afternoon to do this. This is a great one to do for the days that you really don't feel like getting up and going, or that maybe 2 or 3 in the afternoon, that feeling like you want to take a nap. But if you want to take a nap, take a nap. Yoga nidra is better. Meditation is better. But if you don't have time for that, do this Kapplabhati breathing. Kapplabhati breathing is a quick exhalation through the nose, and so I always, in my classes, when we get to the part where we practice Kapplabhati breathing, I hand out Kleenexes, tissues, so that you can kind of check and make sure that nothing's going to go flying out of your nose. It's just the human body. There might be something stuck in a hair, so you blow your nose first and you cleanse it first before you practice, and you won't be surprised by anything. So Kapplabhati, first we want to start with the Dirgha Swasam breathing, the 3-part breath, the exhalation slowly, and then the inhalation. And so we do that evenly, the count of 4 out, count of 4 in, or whatever count you find is most natural for you. That helps you slow down your heart rate, slows down your respiratory rate, it can decrease your blood pressure, and then you can do Nadi Sudhi breathing after that. If you want to keep doing all of them, that's wonderful. And then you add Kapplabhati breathing after that. Kapplabhati is a Sanskrit word, and it translates to skull shining breath. It used to be that in the integral yoga ashram, Swami Satchidananda's ashram, he would have the monks or the renunciates shave their heads every full moon, and the ones who practiced Kapplabhati breathing had the shiniest skulls and the most hair to shave off. So it's said to help grow your hair. It's supposed to give you radiant skin and just a radiant glow from inside. And what that really means is that we are building ojas. So it's a bit forceful, but it shouldn't be stressful, and it's a snapping of the abdomen that we do from the inside. Now you can't see my abdomen on this video, but you'll just take my word for it. So as we did in Dirgha Swasam breathing, as you exhale, you're drawing your belly in. The transverse abdominis muscle is this muscle that is across the abdomen. The rectus abdominis goes up and down the front of the abdomen, and that's a superficial muscle. It's on top, and then underneath that are some different muscles, and one of the deepest muscles is the transverse abdominis. And what that muscle is responsible for is expiration, exhalation. So when you exhale, when you blow out your candles on your birthday, when you laugh, that muscle, so do that, laugh, or clear your throat. That is your transverse abdominis muscle. And that's the muscle you're going to engage when you work when you do Kapplabhati breathing. So Kapplabhati breathing. And you'll hear it pronounced lots of different ways. I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, but I think that my guru was from South India and some other people are from North India and they have a different accent. So here we go. Kapplabhati breathing is the quick exhalation. And so I don't mention the inhalation because the inhalation happens automatically because your body wants to stay alive, right? You don't have to think about the inhalation or the exhalation when you're sleeping. It's part of the autonomic systems of your body. So when you exhale fast through the nose and you just let it go, breath comes back in. So it's a pushing out, then letting go, and air comes in. So we're gonna sit up tall, have your feet flat on the floor, line up the spine, shoulders over the hips, and the spine is in neutral. And I always kind of turn my eyes downward so I can check inward. You might look up, you might close your eyes and relax your face a bit. Have a slight smile on the edges of your mouth and place the tongue on the top of the palate and right behind the teeth, but not touching the front teeth, and proceed with Kapplabhati. And we're going to go slow, and you'll do 15 exhalations in a row. Ready? Inhale, exhale, inhale, and begin. And then just breathe normally in and out. And you may find that it's difficult to keep track of how many times that you're doing it, or your mind wanders and you lose the way to do it, and so you just come back and you start over again. And so we're going to do 15 more. You'll find your own rhythm. I went really slowly because I want you to go slowly instead of fast. Sometimes when we get a rhythm and then we start to go too fast, especially in a room full of people, it's really powerful to do it with a whole group, but sometimes somebody else's rhythm is not the right rhythm for you. Their rate of respiration is too fast, and it makes you have a stress response, literally. So what happens when you're stressed? You breathe like your kid just ran out into the street and you've got to go save him. Your heart starts to beat hard, and you've got superhuman powers, but your eyeballs, your pupils get wider so you can see more. You get superhuman strength, literally. Your blood flows to your muscles so that you can run fast, lift heavy weight, save the child. That is a stress response, and it's a good response to have. And we want to be able to create that stress response, but we also want to do it at the appropriate time. So we're not trying to create a stress response, but you will feel your heart rate come up. You may feel your blood pressure rise a little bit. So if you have uncontrolled blood pressure, make sure you just go really, really slow and pay attention to how you feel. In fact, as you scan your body now, notice how you feel. Do you feel cold? Do you feel warm? What do you feel? Give it a name. And then let that be okay, whatever it is, let it be okay. And something that we'll talk about in the next video is about being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's something that Americans aren't really used to, except for we don't mind being uncomfortable in some situations. We choose to accept our discomfort in some things for many, many years before we realize, oh, I can move out of that and be comfortable and be less uncomfortable. And so we have to figure out which areas of our lives we want to take control over. And I have a dog at my feet, and I'm going to see if he'll join us. This is Ricky Ricardo, And we're going to do Kapplabhati breathing again, and I don't know what's going on with the light, so just bear with it, ignore it, close your eyes, and take a couple of normal breaths in and out, exhaling, and then inhale a little bit, exhale. He doesn't want to stay. Inhale, and begin. Scan the body. Notice how you feel. I'm checking this light again. I don't know why it adjusts itself. Okay. And then we have one more round of Kapplabhati breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and begin. So you take a few deep breaths after that. And it's always good. I always like to go into Nadi Siddhi breathing again after that. So we're going to do just a couple of rounds there. Exhaling left. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Return to breathing through both nostrils. And turn inward. Feel how centered you are, and feel how this has maybe raised your vibration, makes you feel like, okay, I can do the things that I need to do, and I can get on with it in a happy mood, even if it's something like as mundane as laundry or dishes or accounting and finances, things that you know that you need to do that maybe you haven't been looking forward to doing. So it kind of revs you up. One of the other things that it does is it helps to expel a lot of the air out. It increases your rate of respiration, and so those two things actually, it puts you in a kind of a fat burning mode. So we burn, you know, where your fat goes, how you rid your body of fat. And I'm an exercise physiologist by academic education, and so this is something that I don't always talk about in a yoga class, but so losing weight and losing fat is one of the areas that I have a lot of expertise in. And so you don't really sweat out your fat. You might poop out a little bit of your fat, but you breathe out your fat. So for weight loss, anything that gets your lungs to move air out and breathe in is going to help you burn fat. So one of the first exercises that you can do if you have excess weight is Kapplabhati breathing, that quick breath. And I teach Dirghaswasam first, so we're taking this full 3-part deep breaths, and then we do Nadi Siddhi, so we're balancing the mind and balancing the left and the right hemispheres and all that, and then we move into Kapplabhati breathing. So Kapplabhati breathing is like a little jog. So you're burning fat, you're getting air, and you're breathing in the lower parts of the lobes of your lungs, which doesn't get exercised unless you go for a jog, unless you start to breathe heavy. And if you're very, very overweight and you breathe heavy just walking across the room, you're still really not getting into the lowest lobes of your lungs. You're breathing heavy because there's excess pressure on your chest, on your heart, on your lungs, and you're working harder than you need to. So doing Kapplabhati seated in a comfortable position is very safe and recommended for everyone, almost everyone. If you have any questions about whether or not this is appropriate for you, please don't hesitate to email me at, you know my email address, idasnaturalhealth@gmail.com. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye. Om Shanti. Peace.